Hey y'all, this is Who All Coming. I am Maroon the Assassin, and we got Jay Monet. Hey.
Hey,
All right, girl, you already know the first question. How many stars?
and you already know you're gonna go first.
Um, you know what? For me, I'll say we at a solid two. A solid two. Yep. And most of that is because we went to the game, and I think it's the game. Yeah.
So your week you had 2 stars.
Yeah, I say two
Okay.
stars. We went to the game, Dallas Wings game for Pride Night, so it was cool. Um, Now I will say we did do an impromptu hangout on the day before, so that was cool. Okay, maybe two and a half. Um, but it's been a rough. I have not been sleeping, B. I have not been sleeping, so we're trying different things, and I don't require a lot of sleep, so it's just.
How many hours do you need to sleep?
You know what? I say I probably do fine with about 6 hours or so. Like, as long as I get a solid 6 hours, I'm usually pretty good. But like, I'll go to sleep for a couple of hours, then wake up, and depending on if I can go to sleep right away, I might be up for another couple of hours. And you already know I get up at 5 a.m. to get ready for work. Well, around 5 a.m. to get ready for work.
Yeah.
So it's just been terrible. It's just been terrible. So yeah, we're gonna say 2.5 stars. And you?
Okay, so star rating is 1 through 5.
Uh-huh.
5 being an awesome week.
Mm-hmm.
I won the lottery, about to quit my job, right?
Girl, yeah. If that
Uh,
happens, girl,
so
you will
that's why I'm
not
like,
announce that until after you have accepted
girl,
and the
I'm not
funds have
announcing nothing. I'm just
cleared.
gonna disappear. Or the next time y'all gonna see me, I'm on the beach somewhere.
Right, there will be sign. There
There
will
will
be
be
sign.
signs, okay? Beach recording, yes. Uh, I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a
Why are
three.
you copying me?
I'll give it a three. I'll give it a three. Although, you will think mine be lower considering something happened. But I'm on vacation this week from my job, so
Yes, yes, that's right.
that
That's
is,
right.
that's nice. We did a birthday celebration dinner at the house for my mom where we made everything I made was from scratch. Made some
And it was
dirty
good.
rice. Girl, you like it? Okay, yeah. I
Mm.
made some dirty rice, some blackened chicken, blackened fish,
And at the fest off.
and then an etouffee sauce. But instead of doing crawfish in there, I did sausage, andouille sausage, because we got some kids with allergies to fish. So,
Mm.
in the 2 weeks we've been gone, because you know what, we've been gone for 2 weeks. We didn't record anything at all last week. So I'm in a different location in the house now.
Mm-hmm.
So we had yeah, some life changes, okay, some
Mm-hmm.
things going
Mm-hmm. Yep.
on.
Mm-hmm. Bless your heart.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just some things going on. But yeah, so the game was fun. The Saturday was fun too. I've been seeing all the little viral Tito's vodka and you put the Kool-Aid packets in or whatever. And then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Ooh, Tito's is expensive. Let me get this cheap vodka, right?" I don't even know what kind it's called. I was like, "It's a little just a little cheap something,
It
right?"
was town. Town.
Okay. Oh, Towns. Yeah, I got some townsfolk, I think. Townsfolk vodka. And I had some more of that timeless that I had, mixed those two together, and then I didn't have any Kool-Aid, so I put a Crystal Light packet in there.
Hey, we were trying to make it do what we had.
It did not
I
it
didn't have any.
didn't
I had a sip, but.
yeah, so it didn't work. And then for some reason I forgot that there's no mixer, so when I'm tasting it, add more vodka to thin out the Crystal Light flavor or whatever. I'm just drinking straight vodka. So, by the end of the night, we watching the game on the TV downstairs, and
Yeah, a
I'm like,
different game. Yeah.
"Ah!"
Oh yeah, she was in it, y'all. Trash talking and everything. I'm like,
Girl,
ma'am.
yes, I was in it. No, I was going against. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Wings fan because that is the home team. But I'm more for the players. So if y'all make us some good plays, then hey, I'm going for you. It just, whatever. So she
Right,
going
'cause I
for
mean,
the
you ain't
win.
signed no contract with them, so you know,
Yeah, and I mean, although I do have on my
page record, yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh,
yeah, yeah, number one draft pick. I got her shirt on. Cause
yep.
funny story. That was Saturday that we were doing that. Don't look like that because I partly blame you. But that was Saturday. And then on Sunday, the game. So Jessica's like, "Hey, do you want to go to the game?" And I'm like, "This is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The game started at
It was
3."
not. It was like 12 o'clock, and it
Okay, I'm
was
sorry.
like
It was 12 in the afternoon. The game started at
yeah.
3. I said, yeah. Hadn't really been up, ain't really been moving
She
around.
didn't. No. Okay, now people, look me in my box. She did not tell me that she was dealing with the after effects of the vodka. Okay, I'm texting her, so it's not like I could even hear it or anything. Whatever. I'm texting her. I'm like, hey, Megan may not go to the game with me. Are you up? Do you want to go? Because regardless, I'm going. I didn't want to go by myself. But she did not hint at not feeling well. She didn't mention, a little upset tummy, nothing. No. So I know nothing until after we have both ran through, showered, got dressed and stuff like that. I didn't drove 55 hours to get to her house because she can't stay close to me for no reason.
Anyway, back I think I
Whatever.
was telling my stars how you gonna hijack my recap. I'm gonna
Okay, go
tell it
ahead,
how
go ahead,
I
go ahead.
remember it, okay? So that she told me last minute about this game, y'all. And I was like, okay. Mind you, I'm asleep, but she texted me. So I said, okay. And then I'm like, well, let me know when you're gonna roll. Cause like that way I'll get up when she on her way. So I don't really know how my stomach is doing or how I'm feeling because I just got up. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
did do the rookie mistake to not drink water before bed, and that is on me. But then when I got up, I was like, okay, my stomach was pretty settled. I just didn't feel good. I just
Because
didn't
you didn't
feel
have
good.
nothing in there. It was just like
I just
it was
didn't
just
feel
in
good.
in that
Wasn't
weird.
nothing, wasn't nothing in there. So then when I got there, well, it's like, oh, Jessica, like, it's so cool in here. I'm like, girl, I am burning up. When you start to sweat, something
You
about to go
know what's
down.
happening. It's gonna come out. Either
About to
it's gonna
go
go
down.
down or it's gonna come up. Look, when you get
Oh my
warm
gosh.
like that, it especially
Bitch,
suddenly, that's
can
what
I
get
can
me.
I tell my
When you
story?
get
Because you know
hot,
what, you good with that. You be real good with that. I
I'm
can't
just
even
saying.
talk sometimes. I'm like,
Mm.
damn, I can't get to the punchline because she already telling what. Okay, yeah,
Come on, Heifer.
no, and now I'm gonna drag it out and go slower. So anyway, I had on this really cute outfit, right? Because we was at the game, but I wasn't feeling good. And for some reason, I mean, we got good seats. Megan did a good job picking them seats. I would tell you that. But we were like maybe 4 or 5 seats in from the end. So Jessica's like, oh, I'm gonna go get some popcorn. I'm smelling this popcorn and I'm like, bitch, you better motherfucking not. But no, I'm like, go
But
ahead.
it smells so good.
No. I was like, no, go ahead. It's fine. She's like, you want anything? Like, the girl, no, I'll probably get some water. So she go. And then you know how you get that feeling like it's something about to happen?
It's just a wave.
I had to go through the thing and like the dude at the very end. Oh, if you're a dude and you sit on the end, get your ass up. People come in and out. I don't care how annoying it is because I do realize that it's annoying, but get your ass up because you are right next to your female and my ass is going in your face because you're not moving because it's going there. So anyway, so I got out and then I made it out the doors. I made it out the section, but as soon as I made it out that section and then that door closed, I
Yeah, and y'all, like, I don't know this is going on because, mind you, I went
she
to go
went
get
to the
popcorn.
bathroom. She went to
I
the
went to the
bathroom.
bathroom, right? I was like, okay, well, since I'm up,
And
let
she
me go
was
ahead and
going to
get
get her
popcorn.
snacks. And she was going to get her snacks, even though
Right.
she
I was
knew
like,
I
okay, well, let me
wasn't
go to the
feeling well, but
restroom, get
whatever.
my popcorn. So that way, when I come back, I'll be good to
Anyway,
sit and watch the game.
anyway,
I
I
come
go
out the
out. I
stall.
threw out one time. I'm trying to make it, and for some reason the bathroom wasn't nowhere near us. So I'm like, let me just make it to the bathroom. I threw up once. I was like, I probably don't feel. And then all their trash cans are covered. And as I threw up, and I looked up, and there was a person that had a little sign say, "How can I help you?" And I was like, "I'm okay. Just just move. Cause do you want me to call a medic? No, just can you move, please? I just need to make it. I know what's going on. Let me make it to the toilet." Another time, right before I got there. Okay, so I mean,
I come out the
after I
restroom,
threw
she
up,
at
I
the
felt
sink. I'm
a
like,
whole lot better. But
yeah,
I met her in the bathroom, but after I got done throwing up, and she was like, "Are you good? Do you need to go home?" I'm like, "Well,
right,
actually,
because
I feel
it can go,
okay."
it's gonna go 50-50. Either you're gonna be, you need to go home because you know it's more coming, or you're gonna be good at that point. And I'm just like, I need you now.
No, I was like, "No, I'm okay." But my shirt was ruined, so then I had to buy a $50 shirt
Yeah,
so we could finish the game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a good game. I mean, they lost. I mean,
Terribly.
at the end of it all, they were doing good. They were doing good. That third quarter was probably their best quarter. I missed
And
a
my
lot
thing
of the
is,
second quarter, but that third quarter was probably their best quarter.
yeah, no, they do a lot of good things, but they just don't make the shot. They got pretty good defense. They got
They
pretty
putting them
good,
up there. They putting them up there.
right.
They're not making. They
They
not
go for the
making the shot.
rebound. They're pretty decent team as far as like overall production. It's just you got to make the shots.
Yeah, defense wasn't too bad either because I know sometimes it just be a blowout, but it wasn't too bad. They
Yeah.
were keeping like within a 10-point game
Hmm.
all the way up
Hmm.
until that fourth quarter,
That
and
fourth quarter, they
then
was tired. They was
they
mad. They
was
was
like,
getting
"We not
foul
gonna
called
make
on them.
it.
I
We're
was
not gonna
like, all
make
right,
it."
Will.
So yeah, I mean, but other than that, it was all right. I mean, even with the little hiccup or the throw up, whatever,
More than a
I
hiccup.
was I, I was okay. I just you know, I'm on vacation, so I get to enjoy that. But I'm also having vacation from daycare too, so Jackson gonna be with us all week.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna see. It's something about that second child. It's something about that second child. The youngest. Ooh. Be like, read a room, nigga. Read a room. Be quiet.
For real. Like, do I look like I want to go watch you jump on a trampoline? Like,
I don't want to play Fortnite again.
I
I
know.
would rather play by myself.
Right. Do you
TV
not see
getting
my
us
phone
killed.
in my face? Don't act like
Yeah.
you don't be on your phone. And that's another thing. Don't act like you don't be in your phone every now and again. These parents, oh my God, yeah, ignoring your kid. Not the whole time. He's fine. But I'm allowed to scroll.
Not the whole time, but also sometimes they don't be having that much interest in shit to say.
They really don't. They really don't. Look, y'all, mine is four, so a lot of their stuff is recycled, okay? Um, but anyways, so
Mm.
now that we done talked about our lovely children, I had a question for you. So, what's something that is okay when women do it, um, but frowned upon when men do it?
How do you use the
Comforting
different
a
that?
troubled child who isn't theirs. I mean, I feel like it depends, right? Like,
Oh, I can imagine Scotty trying to cover somebody else's gift. You okay? You good? You need me to call somebody else?
right, right. Go to the bathroom as a group.
They don't dudes don't do that?
No, I don't think they do. But
No.
remember from the guy code, they can't even, be in the same at the urinal next to each other. So of course they're not gonna go in group. That makes sense. That makes sense. This one says crying.
Crying.
Yeah, but we fixing that, y'all. We fixing that. It is 2025. Y'all
Toxic.
better let them tears come on out.
Mm-hmm. They don't cry, but they be
Um,
hitting walls and shit. I don't know.
uh, that to me is just like that does more harm to you than anything. Me done hurt your fingers up and stuff. No.
Learn how to
Um,
regulate your emotions.
right. Making negative comments about the appearance or level of attractiveness to a member of the opposite sex. Women can be brutal to guys, but stuff they can't fix, like height. It just must be.
Wow.
I really shouldn't have said that. Okay. Owning a sex toy. Why can't men own a sex toy?
You know what? I kind of agree on that one.
Really?
Have you seen men's sex toys? Those are gross.
Um, I can't say that I've shopped on that side.
How do you properly clean a fleshlight?
Ah, well, when you put it like that, uh, laterally expand on that. The age gap in relationship. Older guy with a younger woman equals creepy, but an older woman with a younger man, nothing wrong. I don't think so. I don't think there's much of as much of a stigma.
Define teenage. No, I was playing. That's what comes to my mind whenever we talk about people dating. Young. I'm like, teen is in the name, Robert. It's implied. Um, yeah, no, I think it's gross across the board. I don't. Eh.
Um, Not paying for dates, being a stay at home parent, dating slash marrying someone much older. I feel like that person had a lot to get off their chest.
There was all one thing, not paying for dates. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not paying for dates, comma, being a stay at home parent, comma, dating slash marrying someone much older. Blast a wet baby out of their body. Super weird when a man does that. Wow.
What?
Blast a wet baby out of their body. Super weird when a man does that. Anyways,
What?
um, right. This is another sad one. Openly talking about their feeling. Like, y'all, this is 2025. Y'all better get into it. Showing anger. If a woman does it, it's justified, it's empowering, it's powerful. If a man does it, it's toxic. Mm.
Showing anger and the things that you do to show your anger, i.e., punching a wall, is toxic.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree. I agree. Um, Wearing Daisy Dukes. Okay, come on. I don't know. I don't know, but I also feel like women don't compliment men either. Not really.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. It's just sometimes men take it as you, okay, now give me your number or now send that dick pic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
like I don't
Yeah.
know. There's this one guy at my job that I used to work with. He cologne. He had the plug on every cologne. He used to smell so good.
Mm,
But
you
we
couldn't
went,
tell him that.
you know what? You know what? I didn't. But that's because the nigga had a big head. He was like, oh, he was just the shit. I was like, okay now. But yeah, no, he always smelled good. So we would always be like, oh yeah, he smelled really good. But you know what? I don't think we told him. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. We did. We did, but we noticed it every time. But I'm not gonna say it every time I notice though.
I know,
So I'm like,
right?
oh,
But you know what?
David.
I will. Oh,
Mm-mm,
that's not different. What you got on today? Because it's me and another dude at work, and we're trying different scents and stuff. Whatever. He's talking about, oh yeah, 2025, we're gonna smell good this summer. Blah blah blah. And then so the other day he was wearing something. I was like, oh, you smell good today. What you got on? He was like, oh, thank you, girl. But I was like, I mean, I didn't think anything
He
of
said
it, but
like that. Okay, so do we need to have a distinction between heterosexual or it is Pride Month, so do we need to have a distinction? What is the politically correct term?
I mean,
Gay
gay. I
men?
mean,
I ain't about to get me flagged. I was just at the game. I did text Scotty when we got to the game. I was like, it's a bunch of lesbians over here. he go, he go,
wow.
he go, you
It
at a
was
WNBA?
the
I mean, bitch,
Pride game.
but no, but as soon as you walk in, I was like, I mean, no, not walking in, walking to the thing. I'm like, and then a bitch didn't get hit on. I'm not that feel good, but you know what? Offended. Do over.
I mean, you were sitting in seats, like
Lesbians do
everybody.
better.
It wasn't like you were mingling, working the floor, or
Oh no. No, no,
nothing.
no. The way that my stomach was set in the beginning of that game, girl.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Nah.
no, probably a good thing. Good
Nah. I
thing.
gotta be done
Yeah.
threw up on somebody.
Right, because even in the lesbian community, that's still garbage. Okay, no,
It didn't
no.
even stink. It didn't even stink, girl.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And then y'all see
Whatever.
that's why she is not drinking today. Okay.
I'll make a drink now if I want to. But yeah, no, I was like,
I said don't. Just don't. Mm-mm.
I made the concoction for today, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be ready. It's gonna have the levels leveling, but I need another mixer to go with that because it's strong as hell. Strong as hell.
Something definitely need to cut that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's strong as hell. But yeah, okay, so the difference with when you're talking with a gay man and when you're talking to a straight man,
Hmm.
not all gay men are one of the girls. So I can't be like,
Mm-mm.
oh, well, no, I just consider them one of the girls, whatever. Not all of them are one of the girls. Hell, but it's still a level of comfortability that I have with a gay man that I would not have with just a random straight man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as much as you don't want to admit it, it's there. Yeah.
I mean, but that's why I'm like,
I
but
mean,
that
but
was
it's been a
like,
couple of men. I'm like, oh, that smells nice, you know.
you know, I'd be like, well, it smell really good. Not but girl, did you smell his girl?
You
But
bringing
you,
somebody else into it.
but make sure it ain't just me. That mean
uh,
you know the nigga smell good, but they
hmm
be oh,
hmm
chest all out. I'm like, nigga. I mean,
Yeah.
but you know what? Let me stop because you know what? If you tell me my locks look cute,
Yeah,
I'm still gonna be
right?
like,
That's what compliments are supposed to do, right? You know, they're
so
supposed to
yeah.
make you feel good, gas you up a little bit, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that
Mm.
we can do better as straight females to give men they flowers and stuff, but also not too much. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Because
what? Honestly,
not too much.
I have seen a shift because like I saw the thing on Instagram and this lady was talking to her husband and she was like, "What do you want for Father's Day? You always say you just want to do movie or whatever, a date or something whatever. What do you want to do for for Father's Day? Like let's celebrate you,
Hmm.
you always make it a point to celebrate me." And he was like, "Okay, whatever." And then girl, he laid out what he wanted and stuff. If I remember, I'm gonna send it to you, but he was like, okay, uh I want to go to what was the first thing he said? He said, "Oh yeah," he said, "Get me an Airbnb. You book it and stuff, whatever. We'll go out and stuff, whatever. We're gonna get a babysitter. That's off rip right there, cause we always got the kids. We always got the kids. Get a babysitter. Got the babysitter. Now we're gonna go to Airbnb. Me and you, two nights and stuff, whatever. Go to a restaurant. You're gonna book it for me. Take me out. You
Okay.
know. And he said, "Now I like when you wear that little red number, so you're gonna wear that red number for me and stuff, whatever. But you pick my fit." And I said, "Okay, it makes more sense, whatever." But like, I'm like, also, you waited until now because clearly it's been on your mind. It's been on your mind. He was like, "Take me out
That's
to the
because dudes
restaurant,
be
stuff,
like,
whatever."
they be humble, like that forced, like humble. I'm like, nobody is
Right,
that humble. When I'm like, what do you want for Father's Day? Or what do you want for your birthday or whatever?
right,
But then I'll be
especially
the same way
birthdays.
because I'll be like, I just want a clean house. I
Yeah,
don't, and I want to
yeah,
not be bothered. I mean,
yeah.
is that too much?
No, no.
Want a clean house and to not be bothered. That's all
Yeah,
that
but
I.
no, it just kind of opened my eyes a little bit and stuff, whatever. I'm like, women, all the time. Oh, I want to go to a spa. I want to get my nails done, whatever. Me and the girl gonna take a day trip, yada yada and stuff, whatever. And this man was like, Airbnb and stuff, whatever. I want to go, whatever.
He
Nothing too
wants you to
much.
spend your bread on him.
I mean, as you should. If Father's Day, and you just said it, we gonna celebrate you.
Oh yeah, no.
Reciprocity is a
We
word that I
got
used to
stuff
hate.
planned for Scotty, and then we're gonna go see our dad. So
Yeah, yeah.
we gonna celebrate Father's Day.
hmm Yeah, since he's alive, might as well,
You know,
you know,
hey,
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I was just like noticing that. I was like, I wonder, has it always been, when did that shift start? Has it just been 2025, when they feel like they are entitled to, voice their wants and stuff, whatever, because I didn't really think that I wasn't delusional to think that there was no shift, or there was no
yes.
difference between men and women. I wasn't that delusional. But I was like, okay, cool. So I wonder what kind of brought this change about. Is it the, therapy talk now? Is it the
Why men are now saying, this is
mm-hmm.
actually what I want. I don't know
Right.
because you know what, Scotty. I mean, Scotty saying, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will celebrate you, even though your birthday is on Christmas Day. I will celebrate you also. Okay.
Oh yeah, we got separate,
So, but
and we
yeah,
do
so,
that on
so,
purpose. It's a
so,
separate birthday party on purpose
so I'm like,
because of you,
why
Cooper.
why would you? Yeah, no, but I'm like, but then like when it comes down to it, you're like, oh, I don't want nothing, or it'll be like the most practical thing or whatever. And I'm like, now is your time to wild out.
Right, ask for what you want,
But then,
but it's not their
but
default nature.
if you don't actually, I mean, if you have the perfect spouse, what do you want for? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I could kind of understand.
Well, it was kind of like that dude. It was really just the experience. The
Oh yeah.
kids, gone and stuff, whatever. Because he didn't want nothing outrageous. Whatever.
Hmm.
But I mean, I just find it funny that now I just think it's funny,
I just think it's
that
funny.
now, men are advocating for themselves, hey, we got other emotions going on in there, we actually
Hmm.
want some stuff too, whatever. I actually want, my beard rubbed or whatever the case may be and stuff, whatever. I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's an actual thing. Um,
Girl, I would try that and Scotty be like, what the fuck is wrong with
Wait, what are you
you?
doing? What are you doing?
Why are you in my
Also,
face?
weird thing. I saw a thing on TikTok, and it was like these women were asking their dudes and stuff, whatever, to hold it while they pee. Do y'all do that? Do straight women do that? Y'all do? Y'all
Yeah.
do? Why?
Well, obviously we don't have one, so
I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess. I did say that if I were ever a boy for a day, then the only thing I would want to do is just be standing up. So, I mean, and not have to be on my period. That part is the most important part. Not
oh,
have to
you
be on
just
my period.
trade out your Shark Week for like a week with
Yes, I
yeah,
would.
okay.
Absolutely, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Beyonce song. I'm not even gonna do it.
No, I don't know it. I don't
You
know
don't
it.
know if I were a boy?
If I were a boy, oh, that one I do know. I thought you were
Oh,
talking about like Shark Week or something. I was like, no.
no,
Yeah.
I hate
No,
you.
I know if I were a boy. Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean it's just it's one of those things where like now not I think it's more so the lines of more women are seeking therapy or more open with therapy. And then when you are open and emotionally intelligent and enlightened, then you want your partner to be emotionally intelligent and enlightened with you. So whatever I learn or whatever coping I deal with,
Yeah.
I always, try and bring it back with him or we try different things. But it's always been like, hey, let's talk. We not vibing right now. What's
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on?
No, I for sure agree with you on 100% on that. Like, if one of us is having therapy, oh, we all in therapy. You may not have signed up for it, but we're all in
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah. So my therapist said,
Right. So this is what we had talked about in session.
okay, because
But
well, I pay
also,
two copays.
right, really, really, you know. But along that same vein, like, how are you raised? Because yours is a little bit older than mine. So how are you raising a younger boy, with that safety to be able to feel those feelings and stuff, whatever, like, I mean, because again, also you're a mom, so that's one thing that you have going against you, not against you, but, you're
I
trying to
felt that.
support
Yeah.
him, huh?
I felt that against me.
I mean, me and Megan did it twice, but I mean, like, you're trying to support him the best way you can as a mom and stuff, whatever. So there are some things that, we try, even, Megan and I, there are some things that we're not going to be able to teach him, but, you're a mom. You also have, another man in the house who was raised differently, maybe raised differently than maybe what you're doing for yours. How are you trying to foster that, emotional awareness, in your preteen?
Well, my preteen girl.
Preteen is the boy. The girl is the teen.
Oh fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So he ain't preteen yet. He's 9. Still a baby.
Prepubescent.
Whatever. Uh, so basically the same thing that we did with Jalea as far as I don't believe in the oh boys ain't supposed to cry. Now you ain't supposed to cry for no bullshit, but if something hurts, then it's okay to cry. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
oh no, suck it up. No.
Yeah, no, I'm real big about that naming the emotion. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Because
trying to get
sometimes
them to
it don't call
identify
for
it.
tears. Everything don't call for tears. Sometimes you
Hmm.
just be a little bit upset, but then you have to learn this ain't a crying thing. You can be sad about it, but you ain't gonna cry about it. Now I do that when it's but girl, I was combing Jackson hair today. He was like, "Ugh." I said, boy, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Right.
You want
Right.
these
I mean,
braids or not?
she is heavy-handed though, y'all. She is heavy-handed though. Um, but yeah, no. Recognizing the emotion because again, mine is four, so a lot of his emotions are, you know, um, but the main thing for me is getting him to recognize and name that emotion and then bring it down. All right, you had your moment. You good now? Like, can we be done with it now? No.
I mean,
But
at four, he's not naming the emotion. He's gonna tell you what's going on, but he can't put a name to it. So then at
yeah,
that
right.
point, you're
And
like,
so
"Oh,
I
this
supply
sounds
that.
like you're just a little bit
Right.
irritated or whatever."
Right. So that's what
So
I say. So that's our job is we supply that so that the next time he does feel it, it can start to connect.
yeah,
So,
they also
but
like, hey, well, when you feeling irritated about a situation that you're able to step out that situation.
mm-hmm.
Getting to my nerves. Julia want me to play with her or whatever, or they're playing.
Right.
Can
Wouldn't
we have more
move.
than one TV?
Right. Right. Is your room not inhabitable? Is
Hmm.
there only
Hmm.
one seat in the entire house? Oh, okay. I just thought I was asking a question.
Yeah.
Seemed like there was a way to solve that problem.
Before y'all start arguing and waking everybody in the house up.
Man.
But hey, you know. But yeah, I mean that's the main thing with us. We just try and I mean obviously I feel as mommy is learning. Feel how you feel. You know, if somebody says something that hurt your feelings, whatever, it ain't necessarily to cry about it. Just realize, hey, I didn't like that, so
Mm.
I don't like you no more. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I mean, I think that's fair. If this person constantly does things that you don't like, because that comes with recognizing I don't like that. You start
Hmm.
to realize how many times that person does it. So I think it's perfectly fair to teach kids that if they don't like somebody, they ain't gotta hang out with them.
Yeah, but
Because that's the whole thing.
I don't do that differently as far as
Girls and boys.
Julia versus Jackson, boys versus girls. I just kind of like the main thing is to feel how you're gonna feel, understand your emotions because you can't control nobody else, but you can control yourself.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I just
So I
try
guess.
and focus on that, but also I don't know. We don't really have, although I will sue if I have to take the trash out. That's just one thing I don't do. I will not do it. I will not take out.
Girl, today was trash day today. Okay, and
For
he
us
is
too.
four. He
For
was
us too.
four, so we gather the trash, and he like to, attempt to chuck it into But we learn it. I think
But
that's the
that's
thing for
not gonna be a
us.
gender role for y'all because both of
Ain't
y'all
no
do.
gender, right? So
So
for
it's kind of
us,
like I don't know if I'm
we.
teaching my child that the women don't take out trash, but I don't take out trash. The women don't. I don't know.
I mean, no, honestly and truthfully, if there was another alternative, then yeah, no, I agree with that. There is no alternative in our house. Until he gets of age and I know he can take it out himself because that
But then that won't be because he's the male child. That'd be just because he is the old enough to take the trash out.
he won't know no difference. Yeah, so
Right.
no, for us, I think we just focus on making sure that we are trying to teach child appropriate. Right now he's four, so we're just trying to connect with the emotions and stuff, whatever. But sooner, when he knows, okay, so you feel this way, so now what? What are you gonna do with that? You know what I mean? So I think that's what I keep looking forward to trying to gauge on, at the different stages, because we all trying not to fuck up our kids and stuff, whatever. But
I mean, but at four, they're all psychopaths.
I'm like, when do you turn five again? When do you turn five again? Because
Girl,
this
it,
4 year
it,
old,
it might either get better or worse. Because you know what? I'm just saying.
he almost got drop kicked. Y'all pray for y'all nephew. He almost got drop kicked. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could go better or it could go worse. Okay, I'm trying to tell you now. I don't know.
If it goes worse, you're gonna have another kid in your house. Oh no.
I already
Um,
have three. I can't have no more in
I
my
know,
house.
right? Right, eventually they'll be gone, right?
The rooms
Like,
are maxed out.
right, one of them's got to rotate out.
That's how my kids ain't gotta go.
You know what? I'll take the oldest off your hand. Then you take this one, I'll take the oldest off your hand. Yeah.
Which one?
The oldest.
Julia?
The
Oh, the old.
oldest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, gotcha.
I'm like, but yeah, no. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to see if there's anything else like I would like for it to be where I don't touch a door, but practically it
Mm,
doesn't work
no,
because I do
no.
too much driving. Also, I would like to not okay, the equalities, I am all for it if you want it, but I don't actually want all the equalities.
I mean, admit it. Admit it.
Like
Say it loud.
I
Say
don't
it
I
loud.
don't want it. I don't want it all. I don't feel like I should have to, although I know that I can do the same amount of work as you, like manual labor, all that great stuff. I know that I can. I'm a strong black woman. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to.
Right, right, right,
And
right,
I was
right, right,
talking to this
right.
one guy at my job, and he was like, "But you get paid more." And I was like, "Well, I'm actually the managerial role, so I ain't got to do none of this shit. But try again." But because we were debating like, the workload or whatever. And I'm like, if
Oh
it's
yeah, when
something,
that's why they pay you the big bucks. Actually, they pay me the big
actually they
bucks
pay
to
me to watch
delegate the role.
you do it. Lift with the knees, not the back. Okay. But
I
I
would have
mean, I'm
hated
just
you.
oh yeah, no. But I mean, because he would have and he African, right? So he would
Mhm.
have a whole conversation about how lazy American women are, bloop de bloop de bloop. But I'm like, but are we both not at work? And he was like, yes, but you're asking me to do a job that you don't want to do. And I was like, that's because I actually don't have to do it. I don't gotta do it. You gotta
Right,
do it. I gotta
right,
supervise that.
right. Well, my thing is this: just because I'm asking you to do that job doesn't mean that I'm not doing something else, or that
Right.
maybe I'm asking you to do this job to free me up to do something else that you actually cannot do. Like, come on,
But
like
then he goes,
maybe you
but
asked them to take out the trash because you
I don't
cook your
touch
dinner.
trash. I don't clean trash. I don't take trash out of home. I'm not
But
about to
well,
take that
I'm just
away.
saying, like
No.
it can translate at home. You asking them to take out the trash and stuff, whatever. But they don't cook their own dinners. They don't cook their own meals. You know what I mean? So like maybe you
Mm.
taking the trash out, taking 5 minutes and stuff, whatever. I can get dinner started. Okay, like you want to eat or you want me to take out? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm. What you want to do?
you know, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
know.
So I mean, I just those type of gender roles. I'm like, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess I'm more domesticated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
I'm
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 gonna
for
say it. I'm gonna say it. That goes back to that argument of, oh, everything needs to be 50-50 and stuff, whatever. You want equality, equality is 50-50. It just even Steven.
I didn't
Look
ask for
here.
that.
It will never
I
be.
didn't I didn't ask for that. But even in a relationship, is you're not
It's
getting 50/50
never.
in a relationship anyway. I mean, sometimes you got 70/30, 80/20, whatever. Whatever the equal to 160/40 sometimes.
Yeah.
You
That's what I'm
know.
saying. It will never, literally never be 50-50.
No. So
There
I
is an
will
actual phenomenon
never,
where there is
ever
one
take the
person that
trash out.
loves the other one more at any given time in every relationship. And it shifted. It changes, the demands of the job, demands of the kid, keeping the house together, it shifts. There are some days where Venus in retrograde and you don't sleep, so now you only got 20%. You can't even pull 50. Now what?
Can't do
Your
50.
partner only gets 50, so now your household is running on 70?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense, And if you're only ever willing to put in 50, it's kind of selfish.
Yeah, no. I mean, gender roles are toxic sometimes. But then sometimes they're okay. I don't know.
you just yeah. I mean,
When it
a-
works for me and it's in my favor,
and
I'm
I was just
for
about to
it.
say,
If it's in my
and
favor, I'm
everybody
for
is
it.
different.
Can I be a passenger
There's a
princess?
woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
and when it works for you, it works for you. Like there's a woman on TikTok where she was doing, old-fashioned rules that have fallen out of style that she still employs. Like you don't stand up in a man's house.
Wait,
She
what?
wears, you don't stand up in a man's house. So
What is
like you
how do you
don't.
what do you walk on your knees?
No, like you don't stand up at his sink. You don't stand up at his table, cooking. You don't stand up at his stove and stuff like that. That's not your house. By doing those things, or by if there's a group of men and stuff, whatever, you
Oh.
walk in front of it, you're putting yourself in that role, that kind of stuff, whatever, get up and you always do your hair and look presentable and stuff, whatever. So, when you go out and stuff, you never know what's gonna happen. Or even if you stay in the house, you're not dressed up, but in case someone should come to your house, you're ready to receive guests, those kinds of rules and stuff, whatever
Oh.
that she still goes by. Okay, some of
Does she
those,
work a full-time job?
it looked like she had on a uniform in one of the videos.
That's crazy. That
I
is
know, I
crazy.
know.
Because a lot of those went out the window and we had to also go to work.
Right, and that's where I struggle. Like, I mean, I'm all for, making sure that the house is tidy, and having dinner on the table at a certain time, picking up the kids and stuff, whatever. But in order to do those things, something has to come off my plate, and it's probably that 40-hour a week job. You know what I'm saying? If you want it consistently, I mean, I can do it on the weekend, probably sure, but that's because I'm not working 8 hours, so. Um, Not that it's been put on me, but I'm just saying, there's gonna be some give and take. And again, that's where, again, with that whole thing where 50-50, it's not gonna be 50-50 because that right there, what she described, was definitely not 50-50 to me.
So
I
I'm like, well,
mean,
what does he do if she doing all this?
right. I mean, going to
What
work
are the
and
rules
putting
for
money into
both?
the house. So, I mean, not to, I don't say this lightly, but so what? Paying the bills and stuff, whatever. Doing that's the least you could do because you want to have somewhere to stay. You want me to, take care of the house and stuff, whatever. Okay, you got to provide a house. That's what that's gonna take. Now, I'm not saying that to, belittle, going to work and stuff, whatever. I'm not saying that there aren't jobs where they do hard physical. There are some deadly jobs out there, whatever. But I'm also saying that you have to take into consideration the value, not just what they're doing, the value that your partner is doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, she was gonna make herself dinner too, but she made sure you had dinner too. She cleaned the kitchen and stuff, whatever afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so stay-at-home moms, that's still technically work.
ain't no technical, that is work.
They just
Y'all
don't get
know?
a,
Did y'all
they don't
not
get,
experience that during COVID? I mean,
no, but what I'm saying is, so I'm like, so then that's a full-time job that she
hmm
doing.
yeah.
So they don't have to take care of kids.
Well, I
And
mean,
then
stay at
now
home.
y'all,
Okay, let's break that down. Stay at home mom. You are the alarm clock. You have to keep the kids on a schedule. You have to cook, make sure the kids are fed. And you have to entertain and keeping entertaining and education separate. So, like, yeah, that's four very important, vital things that she has to do just to in the stay-at-home role. And then on top of her being at home, you want her to also, because she's at home, take care of the house, keep clean it up, pick it up, and also because she's there, cook dinner. So yeah, no, that's a hard argument for me. The stay-at-home moms don't work.
I mean,
That's
but then
not
stay-at-home dads, I mean, it could be switched. I don't feel like the gender part should really matter.
stay-at-home
I just,
parent.
huh?
Stay-at-home parent.
Okay, yeah. So the gender doesn't matter to me. I feel like kind of the roles that you put yourself in the relationship, it could be assigned to whichever. And it's not really it's not feminine to eat every day. So I mean, I feel like you should be able to cook if you
Not feminine.
if it end up being, my husband's a better cook than me and he end up cooking every day, then he cook every day. I don't
Right.
know.
Well, I mean, but my thing is, what happens if your spouse is sick? What you
Right.
gonna do?
And
You
your
know what I
mama never
mean?
made you
Like,
learn how to cook.
you know,
I mean, when they can get on YouTube and TikTok and to figure it out, but
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's the thing. I'm like, okay, so it's not really.
There's no excuse.
It's the genders. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like yes, you should be treated equally, but when it comes to a relationship, your roles that you assign to each other or y'all both agree in, whether it be feminine, if in my house I took out the trash every week or whatever, that was just something that I did that he doesn't do. And it's not because I'm a female that I don't do it. I just don't do it. But if he wanted to renegotiate like what we do, then I still wouldn't do that. But we could talk about
We can talk about
it.
it,
We could talk about it.
And obviously, all of this is just, us talking out of our neck. If it works for you, it works for you. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody's trying to, come for your relationship and stuff, whatever, but,
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to say we should take away women's rights because the state's already doing that. But
right?
they are
That's
that
already being
we
threatened.
already got
Okay.
yeah, we already got the little rights that we do have. The little rights that we do have. But I feel like the role it should be just between whatever y'all in the relationship are cool with.
But y'all need to be open and honest about what the expectations are, because it's not always the person that makes the most money that's always going to be the one that ends up going to work. If they make the most money and they hate their job, you know what I mean, and it's affecting the home life, then,
Yeah.
be honest about that. I mean, I don't know. I think in this day and age, the overall theme for 2025 has been about communication and awareness. And that just goes across, parenting, adulthood, sexuality, workplace, I think that's just been the common theme and goal of 2025 is communication,
Yeah.
so.
I mean,
And
it
on
is.
that note, this has been Who All Coming the Kinfolk podcast. I am Maroon Assassin, and we had Jay Monet. Good night.
Bye.
What you think?